The Giza Pyramids, undoubtedly some of the world's most peculiar and awe-inspiring structures, have stood the test of time and nature for thousands of years, still magnificent today. As you can imagine, many people have tried to unravel the mysteries behind these colossal structures for centuries. Among them is one of the greatest inventors of all time, Nikola Tesla. Although Nikola Tesla passed away without receiving the recognition he deserved, he managed to uncover the terrifying truths about the pyramids. He has only recently begun to receive attention. The foundations of his ideas led to the invention of smartphones, wireless internet, alternating current, and many other technologies we use today. Besides his eccentric ideas, Tesla claimed to have been involved in a series of highly secretive projects, including the Egyptian pyramids. His journey to solve the secrets of the pyramids began when he was 20, and at that point, he decided to make this subject his life's biggest purpose. Composed of approximately 2.5 million stone blocks and weighing 6 million tons, the Egyptian pyramids are mysterious and magnificent structures that attract many visitors from all over the world. Many people know that these pyramids are full of unsolved secrets. Some of these secrets, particularly the pyramid's ability to generate power, became the source of Nikola Tesla's groundbreaking ideas and inventions. Many people believe that the pyramids were actually tombs for Egyptian pharaohs, but it was surprising that not a single mummy was found in any of them, and all the mummies were lying in the Valley of the Kings. Furthermore, there were no native Egyptian inscriptions or art on the pyramids. These facts raised a long unanswered question: why spend so many resources to build such massive structures without any apparent purpose? Since we now know that they were neither tombs for Egyptian pharaohs nor structures built in honor of some gods, we can return to Tesla. Nikola Tesla read many books about the ancient structures and discovered that the pyramids contained an incredible amount of energy. At the time, very little was known about electricity, and Tesla began to consider the possibility that some advanced technology was hidden inside the pyramids. He was ultimately convinced that the pyramids derived their power from electromagnetism. According to him, the pyramids were made with a type of crystal energy, and the chambers inside them might have been used to manipulate electromagnetic fields. He also theorized that the materials used in the construction of the Great Pyramid, such as the stones, had properties that allowed them to store energy obtained from the sun and the moon. Therefore, he suggested that the pyramid could have been designed to produce an energy field capable of supplying electricity to cities. In 1905, Tesla filed a patent in the U.S. titled, "Art of Transmitting Electrical Energy Through the Natural Mediums." The patent outlined designs for a worldwide generator that would collect electrical energy by tapping into the ionosphere. Tesla viewed the Earth itself as a giant electric generator with limitless energy, rotating around two magnetic poles. He later named this triangular design the Tesla Electromagnetic Pyramid. Furthermore, he believed that the source of the energy was not the shape of the pyramids but their location. For this reason, he decided to build the tower called the Wardenclyffe Tower or Tesla Tower. The site in Colorado Springs is known today as the Tesla Experimental Station. He constructed the facility, considering the location of the pyramids and the planet's elliptical orbit around the equator, which he derived from visiting the pyramids. The construction of the tower was based on his theories about how the Earth could transmit signals. According to Tesla, the prototype would be able to send and receive unlimited data and energy from a distance as far as Paris. Unfortunately, Tesla's discovery and device were forgotten after his death in 1943. However, his work managed to survive to the present day. Academics and researchers studied his theories about the power of the pyramid, and their resulting ideas helped uncover many of the mysteries surrounding the pyramids. What Tesla tried to explain to us about the pyramids might sound complex. Perhaps he wanted us to understand the power of something much older than we thought. Who knows? To clarify things a bit more, you can look at Tesla's idea about numbers. According to Tesla, the numbers 3, 6, and 9 formed a great key to the universe. Therefore, they were of great importance to all of us. Tesla suggested that many patterns in the universe, galaxies, star formations, evolution, and almost all systems occur naturally. Some believe that his obsession with the numbers 3, 6, and 9 influenced his preference for the pyramidal shape and certain fundamental mathematical laws. Tesla, however, believed that these numbers were the essential digits of the universal mathematical language, which is why he wouldn't do anything that wasn't a multiple of 3. For example, before entering a building, he would walk around the structure 3 times. He would stay in hotels where the number of floors and rooms was divisible by 3. He lived in room number 3327 on the 33-carat/text floor of the New Yorker Hotel in New York. Mathematically, 3 plus 3 plus 2 plus 7 is equal to 15, and 1 plus 5 is equal to 6, which is divisible by 3, so the hotel was suitable for him. He slept for about 3 hours every night, polished his cutlery and plates with 18 napkins before using them, and made decisions in groups of 3. Whatever calculations he made about the things around him, he ensured the results were divisible by 3. These results formed the basis of his choices and decisions. So, what was Tesla trying to tell us with his obsession with the numbers 3, 6, and 9? We are aware that mathematics is a universal language and that its laws concern everyone on Earth. Tesla believed that his understanding of this universal language could help us comprehend the power of the pyramid and its importance for our planet. His theories encouraged us to look beyond the pyramid's physical shape and investigate its spiritual and energy-related characteristics. For example, in vortex math, 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, 4 plus 4 is equal to 8, 8 plus 8 is equal to 16, 16 plus 16 is equal to 32, 32 plus 32 is equal to 64. You may have noticed that the number patterns rotate only in the sequence 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, and 5. Even though these numbers repeat within themselves, 3, 6, and 9 do not follow this pattern. Ancient people who observed these patterns in nature adapted them to their constructions. Can we say that Nikola Tesla was trying to convey some truths to us by referencing the Great Pyramids? Let's delve a bit deeper into this and find out the reasons. The size of the pyramid is aligned with the compass with an accuracy that could only be achieved with modern engineering. The Giza Pyramid consists of 2.5 million blocks of stone, weighing 6 million tons. It is 146 meters high and covers an area of over 53,000 square meters. Aligning this structure precisely to true north is a nearly impossible feat of accuracy. This is because the base of the pyramid is aligned within 3/4 of an inch, 1.9 centimeters. The sides of the pyramid are over 230 meters long, and each side is within 5 centimeters of the others. Interestingly, the pyramids do not have 4 straight sides. Each face is slightly concave, which you can only see when looking directly at it or when the pyramid casts a shadow during the equinoxes. Whoever built the pyramids had a very good knowledge of the Earth's size. If you multiply the 146-meter height of the pyramid by 43,200, you get a result that is within 17 kilometers of the Earth's polar radius. This is a 99% accuracy. Similarly, if you multiply the base perimeter of the Great Pyramid, which is 921 meters, by 43,200, you get a result very close to the Earth's equatorial circumference. Although the Great Pyramid is aligned with the cardinal directions, north, south, east, and west, a margin of error of 5% can be observed. However, this is quite insignificant considering that the builders lived in the Dark Ages. This raises a new question: how did ancient people know so much about the dimensions of the planet? Although mysterious, it is a known fact that people in ancient times attached great importance to the equinoxes. The equinox is when day and night are of equal length. On an equinox, the length of day and night is 43,200 seconds. However, most skeptics see the relationship between the equinox and the Earth's size as merely a coincidence. On the other hand, engineer Glenn Dash believed that the Egyptians could not have used the North Star to align the pyramids. He thought they must have used the autumn equinox to achieve perfect alignment in the structures. Earlier, the use of equinox measurements as a possible alignment method had been disregarded because it was thought that the alignment calculations required greater accuracy. Dash decided to conduct an experiment and found that the autumn equinox could have been used, among other methods. So, what does all this mean? How could the pyramids be a source of energy? The pyramids were built with limestone and other materials transported from long distances. Each block is so tightly fitted that it is impossible to find space between them. For example, the stones at the summit were cut from a quarry about 800 kilometers away and transported to the site. The exterior of the Great Pyramid of Giza was made of materials that insulate electricity, specifically white Tura limestone, which contains no magnesium. The interior and chambers, however, were made of electrically conductive materials, making it possible to control the release of energy within the pyramid. Furthermore, the blocks used in the interior were made from another form of limestone blocks containing small amounts of crystals and metals. Crystals and metals allow for maximum power transmission. It is worth noting that the Tesla Tower operated on the same principle as the pyramids. Let's touch upon some basic concepts now. There are several elements that allow for wireless power to work: the sun, water beneath the tower or pyramid, and the height at which the tower is positioned to allow the energy to radiate. The top of the pyramids was made of gold, an excellent electrical conductor, and in the middle, there was granite, which acted as an energy transceiver. When combined, this resulted in wireless energy. In a 2018 study, scientists decided to find out how the pyramid could focus energy. The team used radio waves at different frequencies to determine if the pyramid would react to specific electromagnetic waves. They discovered that the pyramid concentrated electromagnetic energy in its inner chambers and under its base. According to the scientists, radio waves ranging in length from 200 to 600 meters could cause vibration. The closer the waves are to 200 meters, the greater the effect. All of this brings us back to the source of the energy, and therefore, to Tesla. The Wardenclyffe Tower was built on an aquifer that discharged negative ions onto the top of the column. The tower had copper and iron rods extending toward the water. Tesla would draw energy from the ionosphere and send it to the Earth through vibration so that other receivers could read it. The same was true for the Great Pyramid. The pyramid was also built on an aquifer, an ancient underground water channel. Recently, copper pipes and iron rods were discovered there. The Nile River flows very close to the pyramids, creating an electric current underneath them. The electricity would then pass through the granite stones inside the pyramids, moving toward the capstone at the top of the pyramid. This is what is called piezoelectricity, which is electrical energy we can obtain from natural physical movements like a river or groundwater, including simple actions like walking. Water would flow into the chambers at the base and then flow out, creating a pressure that vibrated the pyramids. The vibration would then reach the king's chamber at a specific frequency. This means the king's chamber was made up of devices that vibrated with the energies of the earth, which were then converted into electromagnetic energy. Tesla's wireless power distribution system used the earth's vibration, just like the pyramid. Furthermore, the energy produced by the tower would be limitless and clean. Unfortunately, the tower was demolished. Besides the tower, there is evidence that the Great Pyramid was burned from the inside. Traces of sulfuric acid were found in the south, along with hydrochloric acid, while zinc powder and ammonium chloride were discovered in the north. These chemicals can produce hydrogen when they are in the same environment without being mixed. However, if you combine ammonium chloride with sulfuric acid, you get an explosion. Given the structure of the pyramid, the explosion was estimated to be controllable. In 2001, burn marks were found at its base. Cracks also appeared in the granite ceiling of the king's chamber in the southeast. Egyptologists said the cracks were caused by an earthquake. However, it was noticed that the damage occurred only in areas where there was a highly compressed flow of hydrogen in the pyramid. Apart from this, the walls of the king's chamber were also separated from the floor and seemed to have bulged outwards. Similar damage occurred in the steps, chamber, and other parts of the interior. All of this pointed to an explosion. Initially, the explosion was thought to have been caused by an earthquake, but engineer Christopher Dunn rejected this idea and suggested that a disaster might have occurred in the pyramid, eroding the structure like an active power plant. However, the ancient Egyptians were known to be successful at record keeping, and no record of any disaster was found during the construction of the pyramid. Dunn suggested that the event occurred thousands of years ago. However, this theory has not yet been fully clarified. In conclusion, Tesla was right. These important but subtle clues revealed evidence of electromagnetic energy. Even in those times, people used energy from the ionosphere to create technologies we can only dream of. Just imagine how clean, renewable energy would make life safer for people.